Well, you get out in 2020, age 52. So from age 20 to age 52, you're away from the world. When you go in, Michael Jackson's Bad is the biggest album in the world. No one really has a cell phone at this time. Maybe someone got a brick phone if they're really balling.
Yeah, the big joint.
Yeah, the big joint. Here you are in 2020. Michael Jackson's dead. Everyone's got an iPhone. The internet wasn't around before.
No.
How hard was it to adjust into this new planet that you're suddenly walking into?
Well, ironically enough, I had a phone while I was in there. It got me in trouble too. It got me in trouble. I had one for 5 years. I didn't know how to use it when I first got it. I got it, and I really thought I had been played. I paid for it. I paid the officer to bring it to me. When I got it, I took it to my cell. I tried to cut it on. It had the adapter cord to it. So I had been gone so long, I'm thinking, this is the cord to the phone. It got to be, plugged in to use it. So I'm fumbling with it. I got it plugged in. I couldn't cut it on, man. It took me about an hour, man. I couldn't cut it on. I thought they had beat me. So I'm getting in my mind, they're going to get my money back. I wrap it up. I go down to sell somebody that I knew down there, and I told him, man, I got the phone, man, but they beat me with the phone. And he was like, you got the phone now? I was like, yeah. Showed it to me, hit the button on top, it came on. And it was low, and I'm looking at it, he's like, it worked. It's on, man. I'm like, the phone work? He's like, yeah. He said, hold on. He called somebody I knew. He said, yeah, say something to Bank. So I grabbed the little joint. I'm like, hello? And I heard that voice. I was in awe. I was like, man, you don't got to use the cord? He was like, nah. So that was shocking to me because I had never seen a cell phone. So I knew something about phones, but not enough. But when I got out here, man, it was just so many things. It was just different, man. Like it's just like the grocery stores and the checkout lines. I mean, small things, they just throw you off. The toilets, they flush themselves. All of these things was new to me, man. The computer is still new to me, man. All the stuff that you can do on the computer, because we didn't have access to computers in there. You took certain classes. I took a graphic design class. I knew a little bit, but not enough because they didn't let you have access to but certain programs that they put on the computer. And they would teach you how to use that program, but just using the World Wide Net, I had no idea how to do none of that, man. And the phone out here is even different in there because you only have limited time to use the phone in there. You got to hide to use it. You got to hide it all the time. So you really can't explore the phone like you can out here. So when you get out here and you see everybody moving with a phone up to their ear or something in their ear, or you see people walking around in prison, when you see dudes walking around talking, you think they're crazy because there's a lot of crazy ones in there. But out here, people got the earbuds in. So I see people walking and they just talking. And I'm like, who are you talking to? And I ain't, know about the ear pods, you know what I'm saying? So little things like that, man. But the one thing about prison is you have to learn how to adapt, cope, and adjust. And by being in there for 30-something years and going to 13, 14 different prisons in my time, did I learn how to do that? So when I got out here, it wasn't as difficult for me, and I always had support of my family. It wasn't as difficult for me as I had known it to be for a lot of other people. Because there's a lot of dudes that came out when I came out as well around the time I did, and they couldn't adapt. They couldn't cope, you know what I'm saying? Did about the same amount of time I did. They either back in or in trouble because it's just too fast for them. But I just paced myself. I listened. I didn't try to go too fast. And I ain't really had no real big setbacks, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had dreams about prison a lot when I first got out, waking up in a real bed and looking around you. Normally I'm wake up, I see bars and doors and check my surroundings, and you wake up and you in a real bed in a real room. First thing, well, like where I'm at, you get a little panic at first, but then it started to settle in. But other than that, nothing like major, that threw me off.
Well, being in prison, if you step on someone's shoe, you're rude to somebody, that could be the last thing you ever do.
Absolutely.
But
very well
in the real world, someone will bump into you and keep walking like nothing happened. Someone will be rude to you in a store and think nothing of it.
That's the
how
first
do you adjust? So how did you adjust from this place of respect or else to a place where you might get respect, depending on what day it is?
Now, good thing you brought that up. That's an excellent question, because that is probably Yeah, that would be the hardest thing that I had to deal with. That is. And I dealt with that off the top. I'll go in the store when I first got out with my sister, my cousin, and my aunt, all females, right? They take me in there, they buy me stuff, phone, uh, charger, all of this stuff. And they was getting in line. It was a couple of them, so some of them had got in line with the stuff they got, and then the other ones had to go get some. So they go get some, and then they come back. But the line has gotten long, so I'm just waiting over by the side. So this dude, he's in line. He get mad because they come back and get in line, thinking that they're cutting in line, but they together. So he's like, oh yeah, just go ahead, cut the line. So they was like, nah, I'm in line with them. He said, no, but you see all these people wait. My first instinct was to just crush them. You know what I'm saying? I was getting ready to crush him. I'm looking at him. I'm getting furious. And I'm like, and I'm walking up on him. And then my sister was like, don't say nothing to him. And I just was staring him down and he looking at me. And I'm saying, just say anything. Say something to me. You know, so I had to get control of that because that was really a big obstacle. And the same thing, as you say, people they just bump you, and to this day that annoys me. I don't like being in crowded places. When I first went in Walmart, I'm like, man, this is insane. You know, it's too many people moving around at the same time. They moving at fast paces. Another thing is when somebody run, like these kids, they'll run behind you, or they're in the stores and they running. When you heard fast steps like that in prison, you got to turn around real fast because, like you say, if you turn around too late, you might be too late. So that type of thing, it still bothers me, but I think that will eventually leave, you know, as time go on. But right now, it's still a factor because, like I say, when you live, you can't live a certain way for 12,300 and some days and then only be out here for 2 years and then that's just out of you, you know. I don't like to be scared. I don't want nobody to try to pop out and try to scare me because it ain't no telling what I might do, you know. And then when you're around family, you know, they might play them type of jokes, but I don't pop up and try to scare me because I'm going to swing, you know, because like I say, you have to react. You can't be thinking when you're in prison because if you take time to think in prison, then you're too late. And I just tell them the opposite out here when I tell them my YouTube. I tell the young cats, I say, don't do what you think. Think about what you do. But in prison, it's the opposite. You know, you can't think about what you're doing. You got to do what you think. If you think to move, you got to move, you know, because if you move too late, that's it. And you ain't got but one life. You can't get that back, you know.